Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole with Eddie. Today, we're diving into a topic that most of us take for granted, something that quietly shapes our everyday lives without us ever really thinking about it: randomness. You might be wondering, what's so intriguing about randomness? Well, that's exactly what we're here to explore. This is part one of a three-part video, and by the end of this video, you just might find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about chance, choice, and the very nature of reality. I'm your host, Eddie. Throughout history, we relied on randomness to guide some of our most critical decisions and to power the technology we depend on. During World War II, scientists at Los Alamos simulated nuclear reactions using random numbers, and they pulled those numbers from decks of cards and roulette wheels. Allied codebreakers cracked the Nazi enigma by revealing hidden patterns in what were thought to be random keys. Also, in 1994, the UK's first national lottery used certified randomness to instantly change lives. NASA runs simulations of spaceflight using thousands of random variations and variables to prepare for the unknown, even in medicine and research. Services like random.org generate true random numbers from atmospheric noise, helping scientists assign the trial groups without bias. Random numbers are used in data encryption, modeling, gambling, art, and even music. They influence simulations, control chance-based decisions, and help avoid patterns in life and death scenarios. But here's the twist. Most random numbers, especially in computing, they're not random at all. They're referred to as pseudo-random numbers, generated by algorithms making them predictable, if you know the formula. And even true random number generators, those that use, say, lava lamps, radioactive decay, or atmospheric noise, still rely on physical processes. And if those physical processes obey the laws of physics, then perhaps it could all be measured. If that were the case, then are they truly random? What if nothing is truly random? What if every moment, every breath, every roll of the dice, every decision was already written, unfolding exactly as it must? And yet, there's another possibility, a far stranger one, that everything you could do, you do. That right now, in some other branch of the universe, you made a different choice. You turned left instead of right. You stayed silent instead of speaking. You walked through a door instead of walking away. This is the world of determinism. This is the world of the many worlds theory, and between them lies a question that cuts to the core of existence. Then there's quantum randomness, the supposed king of unpredictability. At the subatomic level, particles don't behave with certainty. They behave with probabilities. You can't say where an electron is, only where it might be, until you observe it. But even here, we have a problem. What if that unpredictability isn't real? What if it's just a reflection of how little we can measure? Because here's the paradox. Every time we think that something is random, maybe it's just that we don't know all the variables or how to measure it. When we say something is random, what do we really mean? In the strictest terms, random means something happens without a predictable pattern or purpose, often by chance. Usually, we mean we can't predict it. When you roll dice or flip a coin or your lottery ticket wins. And to that we shrug and say, it's just luck. But randomness is tricky. In math, we treat it as a lack of pattern or predictability. In statistics, it's a tool used to test hypotheses, design experiments, and even encrypt our digital lives. You might even think that surely computers can generate a random number. But this is certainly not the case, not even close. Computers generate numbers that can only simulate randomness.
Take rolling a die, for example. If we could measure everything, the exact angle and force of the throw, the weight of the die, the humidity in the air, even the tiniest breeze in the room, or the tension in your fingers, all of it. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of tiny variables. But if we could account for every single one of them and run the math, we could predict how the die would land every single time. Randomness, then, might just be a placeholder, a word we use for ignorance. But if that's true and everything has a cause, then we begin drifting into dangerous philosophical waters. Because what we call chance might really be the inevitable. This is part 1 of a 3-part video. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss part 2, where things get even stranger in this bizarre world we live in. More thought-provoking content is just around the corner.